All right. Hey, welcome to the Go for CEO channel again. And I have a special guest. We interview CEOs, founders, entrepreneurs, and intrapreneurs. But today, I've been on this cool and quirky app called Clubhouse. This guy I actually coached with. So he's already given me a little bit of the insight of how his mind works. He is Jeff, the entrepreneur, and he's got Changing Lives Marketing Incorporated. What a stud. You are in for the special of specials on the Go for CEO channel. And remember, hey, go ahead and subscribe to the channel, like and smash the like button. And then, hey, leave a comment for Jeff. He is known as Jeff the Entrepreneur for a reason. You are about to get some incredible information. So, hey, Jeff, welcome to the Go for CEO channel. How are you?
Hey, good. Hey, I'm going live here to get people to know about you. Is that okay if I do that?
Yeah, cool, man.
All right, good.
So awesome. So this is how an entrepreneur thinks, how a marketer thinks, how someone that is active and ready to take action right away. So, Jeff, as you get that going, man, I am excited to have you on, excited with the community to share your story and what you're all about. I know I've learned a lot already, and I'm looking forward to learning even more and collaborating with you. But let's go ahead and get started with Changing Lives Marketing and kind of your background, a little bit of the story, just to kind of bring us up to speed of where you decided to then, hey, let's go for the gusto, let's go all in, let's go with Changing Lives Marketing and the Changing Lives brand that you started.
Yeah, no, thank you. Thank you so much, John the Bomb. Building others means business. Proud to know you. So marketing is always doing that and kind of saying what it is. I used to make fun of my boy Ty Ty when he was live and he had a million things. But that's really what you want to do. You want to be everywhere as many times as you can. So I appreciate you having me on today. Yeah, really quick, I'll go in. For those who don't know me, I apologize. I'm Jeff the Entrepreneur. You are in the midst of watching probably the greatest building ever of a franchise called Kokomo Jays. My older brother's name was Jay. And when I say was, 4 years ago, I went to wake him up to get a haircut, which I actually just got a haircut today. Which I'll tell you a funny story about that later on with the Latina girl who's upset at me. But basically, my brother, I moved up from Connecticut here. My sister was getting married. We had a dream to build a coffee shop music studio on a napkin. And he was fighting a lot of demons in life, marrying a girl who kind of was definitely, they had all the Range Rover in the life, but they didn't have what he wanted, which was kind of fulfillment. So I was actually watching Star Trek, that movie, and there's a part where he says, I dare you to do better. So we said it. He's like, Jeff, I have this all written in my car, all the dreams. So let's do it, Jay. We made it a goal. He had a tattoo on his wrist, 77 and 99. He was born in 77. My mom died in 99. So we made up the goal to make 77 million. And it doesn't matter if anybody believes in it. That's a special number to me all the time because when I went to wake him up, he didn't wake up. He died. Drugs, fentanyl. We went out for drinks the night before. Stolio and orange is what he had. And then I was teaching in behavior middle school. My middle school student died by suicide. They threw him in therapy and said, you have ADD, OCD. I said, fine, med me up. I had drank an energy drink if I'm talking fast, but I was talking as fast as I'm talking now. And then the lady goes, Jeff, so I went home to my dad. My dad, good with advice, goes, Jeff, you've been through a lot. Gives me a book, Power of Subconscious Mind. Shows me a video by my boy, Grant Cardone. I went home that day, watched it. And it's crazy, John, crazy journey. Watch that video, changed my life. Actually, John Legere, the guy at CEO T-Mobile, is going to be at the Changing Lives event that just happened a night prior. Asked me to send him that video. A bunch of people asked me to send him. You guys can search Grant Cardone depression. If you're ever depressed, it's a powerful video. That one spoke to me and got out of bed, wrote down, I will build the biggest coffee shop music ever called Kokomo Jays. And you don't give up in America. You don't give up anywhere. And that's where Changing Life Marketing came out of, just present day. And without me keep going on, I'll just stop right there.
No. Hey, the beginning story is so valuable because I think a lot of people from the Go for CEO community really relate to. We've had so many industries on already, and we're going to have hundreds and hundreds more. But I appreciate you going through that. I know it's got to be extremely hard to sometimes, each time actually, talk about your brother. But what an inspiration that he's left, your mom, and all the things that you go through to really become that person that you mold yourself into and incrementally grow every day, right? So let's go ahead and get started on just kind of the basis. One of the things that we do at the Go for CEO channel is really start to teach people how you really build a business, right? So one of the first things being that it's Changing Lives Marketing. what was the infrastructure that you were thinking about it? Or did you just kind of run into the idea and just say, let's get going? So give us a little bit about the infrastructure from setting up the corporation to understanding kind of the way that you wanted to attack the market.
Yeah, so great question. Really what happened, dude, COVID hit. This is coming out in a book that you can pre-order called Getting Rich in Recession. I'm telling the whole story, but kind of just give you the cliff notes. After my brother passed away, which got me with the marketing mind and the knowledge I have when people, come on consulting calls with me, is because I've literally went from photography business, so taught all the visual way of it, to video editing business, to buying a software script that did leads online. I was actually just talking to the guy who has a very similar software business that's phenomenal. I don't know if I'm allowed to talk about it. Went out and pitched it. So I had to learn with a pitch, worked with a couple of pitch coaches, right? Got good with my pitch. This is all the progression, right? And all this is marketing when it comes to it, right? Marketing your software, building the lead list, building automation, TikTok automation, bots, software, right? This is all the stuff I was doing. And it was as I was learned from Grant was the one who said, hey, go find a local multimillionaire, go work for him and ask him. One of my greatest mentors, JC Tanada, I mentioned him in my Amazon Prime show. Worked with him, sold windows to fund my software, literally. And took nothing. My car had no AC, just was really just pouring thousands into it with my business partner, Ahmad. And when COVID hit, what happened, John, was that's when it's crazy. I started helping. You can get anywhere in life. You help enough people where you get them want. Me going for the software was for the 77 million grab. I was going to exit it. I had it all planned out. And maybe, hey, that still probably will happen. Okay. I believe in it. But what I started doing was helping business owners go out, people, whoever it was, make money online. And that's when people kept saying, hey, Jeff, you're changing. No, this changed my life. This is changing lives, right? Some other lady just posted on the video on my Instagram thing. I just posted on the thing. Jeff, ever speaking to me, it changed lives. And back in the middle school where the name came from, there was a girl, Janelise, I don't know if you're supposed to say her name. She would go in there, and because I worked at behavioral middle school kids, I'd always get down on one knee, like Tebow, and talk to people. And they were like, she would be like, Jeff, we changing lives? I was like, we changing lives. So that's where it came out of. And then, so because of that, Changing Lives marketing came out. And I just felt like, so many people just don't know how to market the right way or get themselves known out there. I've been doing it for 4 years. I believe, there's a lot of great marketers out there. I believe I will be at the end of the day one of the best. I can take anybody and do something with them that can get them known more and show them exact process to do exactly what I've done to build this. And I've done it many times. I've gotten attention of a lot of different really big names, but I really want to just help enough people get where they want. And that's where it happened. I helped businesses going out, make money online. I've kind of niched down to digital course creators because digital, you can kind of scale more. So anybody on there has something in it. That's how I partnered with, I didn't partner, but I'm very well known with Brad Lee and, all the platforms they're at, but I really want to give people the best information so they're not wasting thousands. And eventually, dude, like the consulting and the way people are demanding my time right now, it gets priced out pretty high in the consulting field. But it's blessed. I want to take as many people with me. And that's where Change Lives Marketing came from. All the people that I partnered with, whether it's India Date with the VA service that I have, or it's Oswaldo, my funnel guy who builds all the funnels, right? These all became part of the team. And it's amazing. And there's a lot of things I do to help build a community and see where they're going so I can help them get to their dreams as I get to mine.
So, you really talked about 3 different areas, right? You had the idea. You started putting the pegs together, which is really, there's a great acronym that I've learned and I share with people. It's assess, organize, attack, right? AOA. So, what you got to at the end there is sharing kind of who you put in place to really start to build your team around. Robert Kiyosaki talks about employee, solopreneur, business owner, investor, right? So it seems like you, for a few years, obviously after your brother's passing, you had put some things together, you got yourself right, you assessed yourself, you got organized, and about a year and a half ago, you really started to attack. So tell us a little bit about what is some of the marketing strategies that you go out and the platforms that you use to attract clients. And then we'll start talking about operations, start talking about scaling and some of the other aspects that I think the Go for CEO community really loves to hear from entrepreneurs. So go ahead and share that.
Yeah, I mean, well, right now, so there's always trends in life. You go look back down. There's always trends. You always got to stay with the trends, whatever they are. Clubhouse is the one right now. There might be one tomorrow. I'm on Instagram Live right now as well. I see people on that too. It's omnipresence, man. You want to be everywhere where it's at. But yeah, I think a lot of times what you want to do is you just want to have very clear, have the ideal type of client that you want to help. And a lot of times for anybody, whenever it is, it's the person you were when you were struggling, even a business owner. And that's why they started a business, right? But you want to do market research too and realize that there's demand for it. There's a lot that comes into it, right? You can't be so passion project. You got to make sure there's profit and there's sales and there's actually people who actually pay for what you want and that it's measurable. Because like a lot of times some people don't, they get into something, think it's a great idea, but they don't see how measurable it is. So that's a lot of things I help people do. I help them see exactly how measurable that there's a need for it. And because I'm able to build a lead list and know a lot of people, I used to just kind of siphon off the leads. Now I'm building a whole community with certification with the Changing Lives Marketing that will teach people to be a licensee to come on. Very similar to a lot of what I've mimicked, modeled, and mastered from a lot of other people. I was actually just out in Vegas, Brad Lee's event. I was at the Power Team International. This guy named, do you know who Bill, what's his name? Bill Walsh is?
I mean, I've heard of Bill Walsh, the San Francisco 49er famous coach, but I don't think.
Yeah, no, he's like a speaker guy, holds a huge speaker. People pay 25 grand to get in his thing, and he builds a whole system for them, gets them on a couple stages. And then if they get booked on stage, they get 20%. I watched his system. So just so you know, everything I'm doing, I'm building my systems, which are good, but I'm always studying other systems and how they build them. And I'm duplicating, I'm bringing those in. Right. So that's why, like, every time you know of me, like, we went on a consulting call before, now you're at me, I already have another system in place, right? And that's the great entrepreneurs always do that. You're always looking for something new. You're always adapting. You're always looking to get better, right? You're not staying stagnant, because if you do, you go down. So that's how I've always kind of done. And anybody around me, man, just gets to siphon off all this. Cause I don't drink alcohol. I don't chase girls. I really stay focused. And when I'm on here, I'm always studying something. Even when I'm Clubhouse, I'm even working. So I feel like by doing that, I'm going to get, like, if I sleep less hours and work harder, right? Sleep 5 to 6, go to bed early, wake up at 4 a.m. and do like the 3 mini days, right? 6 to 12 to that, what Ed Mylett does. Then I think, I'll be up there with the top 3,
I love it. Actually, that's one of the things that really kind of changed some of my life over the last 2-3 years. I think about 2.5 years ago, I ran into Ed Mylett's specific video of 3 days in one, and it was pretty powerful. So everybody, look, you may be watching this right now and saying, man, how the hell does this guy have so much freaking energy? How does he make time to read? How does he make time to study? There you go, energy drinks, all that stuff, right? But you know what? He's very focused also and understands kind of where he wants to go. He talked to you about the Kokomo J's, vision, the 77 million, the things that really are attacking the way that he attacks the marketplace. So, Jeff, right now, obviously now you've had about 1.5 years or so into this marketing side of things, the Changing Lives Marketing, because you kind of pivoted and changed the branding of it. Tell us a little bit about just operations. Like, how is it that you look at operations? I know you went through a couple of VAs, you're using a VA system. Share with the community how you look at that side so that you can be functional and very optimal.
Yeah. So as we're talking right now, there's someone working for us and was going to give me data when we're done, right? So data is extremely important because then you can measure it. And listen, nothing's perfect. There's always little things that you got to check up on. But yeah, so I've always been, so ever since I invested in my first coach, 7K with 16 credit card debt, right? I started coaching right after. There's a story with Anthony Robbins where he learned NLP, and before he finished it, which I'm taking an NLP course right now, before he finished it, he's like, I want to help someone. They said, no, you need your certification. He's like, I don't need a certification to help people. So I actually studied John C. Maxwell's system, Rich Dad Poor Dad system, and all these different coachings. I went on calls with them all, studied their whole system processing, always invested in coach. I have a coach now. I'm big on that. Probably spent over like 250K in personal development and growth systems, right? Courses, books, coaching, and et cetera. But like what that's done was I was always coaching all the way through, right? So I was more Jeff the Entrepreneur coaching. Now it's more consulting, right? Which is different. Everybody's asking me, what's the difference? Coaching is you're giving a blueprint, the step-by-step. Consulting is you're kind of just coming in there overviewing and then giving them some advice on what they do, and they kind of take it or leave it. That's kind of where you're at. And it's more consulting now, just for time's sake. I don't do much one-on-one. It's all group kind of, I'll do one session every once in a while with people that I want to work with and I believe. And I built up such a good portal of people who want to work with me right now over time by the systems and processes that I've established. So yeah, really what it is you're the face of your brand. You got to get your brand message out there all the way, whatever portals you use. I always teach YouTube as well, because then you can take YouTube and repurpose it. TikTok and everything. A best way to do is a podcast, so like what you're doing. Then take some of the things, get Podblade, go to podblade.com. You can DM me, Jeff the Entrepreneur. I'll give you a link. That's someone who I've worked tight with them. It's like $25 an episode. They'll edit your episodes for you, and then they'll put like quote cards. So now all of a sudden you're taking some content here, you can repurpose it. You're automating yourself. What I do now, like on my Make More Money podcast, I have what's his name? Clever Investor Cody. That's coming out. So I send it to my VA, right? She then puts it in there, right? So that's a big thing that helps. I also use Text Magic. That's something I use as well. Anytime you're speaking here, I would say, if I had it, hey, text this number, and then you can get a free gift, right? Like if you go to $5followup.com right now today, that's a free follow-up sheet that I give to a lot of my clients, because a lot of people lose stuff in the follow-up. It'll make you a lot more money. $5 is wasting you a fortune. Me and my brother made it from idea to that. We made it on a plane together. Helped us out a lot with his business, with Changing Lives Financial, working with Ed Milet and the Miliari Group and everything, and it also helped with my business too, right? So it shows you the 12 steps, because before people buy, they need it. And then what I've done on top of that, taken the follow-up, brought it to my VA, and what can she then do, right? So a lot of times, like people ask me, Jeff, how do you set that up, or set up the mic or something like that? What I do is, and this is tough, you focus on exactly what you're good, and you stay focused on that, and then you hire out your weaknesses. My job is always to bring in sales, and eventually I'm gonna bring on some guys to be salesmen with me very, very closely. I actually hired someone a little too soon. That's one of the things I didn't do. I was so many people struggle being in the business, not working on the business, and I noticed I was very aware that I too soon, when I built a huge lead list out of Clubhouse and all this stuff that I had and the Amazon Prime show, I too soon just went out of the business to work on it, and I brought on sales guys when people were really expecting to talk to me, and I kind of made myself out of it. So right now I have to be in the mud. I have to go in there. I have to ask for the sale every single time, and I'm doing that. If I'm not asking for 10 sales a day, then I'm not going to hit my goals. So you got to know your numbers, and you got to know what you need to get to, and that's a lot of it. So yeah, I mean, it's cool to say automation's cool. We're going to have an automated webinar that you'll see on changinglivescourse.com. That will be on there. So changinglivescourse.com shows you the 6 weeks, but it's also going to have a VSL, which is a video sales letter that I'm in the middle of doing when we get off here. I might not be on Clubhouse that much because we're actually recording it. So
nice. Well, again, look, you're bringing the magic, right? You're bringing the power by just sharing, the insights of how someone is thinking fast and rapidly. And as you said earlier, it's about pivoting and changing, understanding what's going on in the marketplace, how to get to it. So what's one of the things that you look for right now when you start thinking about scaling? Is there any certain attributes that you're going to look for people that are going to join your team?
Yeah, like people like you, actually. So people who are all of a sudden grown and like that I can work with, that I like. Okay, it's basically like I was out with Aaron Wagner and Dan Fleischman's out in Miami, sitting down and everything, and I asked, like, how do you pick? He's like, man, he goes, you got to pick people you like at the end of the day, like I'm not so much about getting every sale or client. If I work with, there's people at Bradley's that kind of wanted to work with my services. And at the end of the day, man, it's got to be someone I believe in, that I know we could work together. Right. So there's two things you need to scale all the time: people and technology. All right. So people, you want to find the right people, get very clear on what you're working about, people that you're associated to be proud with, and that you would like to, obviously make a lot of money together, right? And bring them on their team together. But on top of that, help them make money, right? Because that's kind of what my coaching is. Like, if you're not making more money, you're not doing it. Like you even told me a few things beforehand that I'm like, oh, you should have done this. You've been fine, right? Like, I really want to see it's not that hard. I've done it. I can do it again. I have confidence that, and trust me, I'm having a bad bad month. My dad lost his job. My real estate's not paying. There's a lot of stuff. This is my lowest income month now. And so I need more levels of action, right? You don't sit still. This is why the VSL letter, this is why I'm jumping on a call right now, right? So you're doing it. You got to, anytime you kind of are having a bad month, it just takes more action. Sleeping doesn't solve anything. And you really want to get your message out as many times as you can. That's why I'm here. And I have an event in Miami coming up, and they want me to sell tickets for it. Everybody wants me to sell for them, man, all the time. That's why I'm just paid brand ambassador. I got to build the list. It's because people buy when I recommend something. Someone was at Albert Preciado's event Driven. I'm here because of Jeff the Entrepreneur. Someone was at Brad Lee's event, Erica from Cancun. She does holiday vacations, So, and that's all because, 4 years, it doesn't happen overnight. I've built up a pretty decent brand now. And now I'm going to really pour gasoline on the fire. As soon as we hit a monthly target, we're going to take all the leads that I got and we're going to retarget them all with ads, which is the exact way you do ads. You don't buy ads first. Just anybody listening who's starting and wants to buy ads, do not buy an ads list. Build a lead list. And then when you build your list, then you can retarget them. It'll be much more. And this isn't just, this is advice that I've heard right from Bradley's event with Alex Horowitz or whatever. He's the guy who buys marketing businesses and rescales them, right? So that's my goal, is to build this business to revenue so Perry Belcher can buy it out and scale it, maybe, because I like Perry.
Yeah, man, Perry's a legend in the business, and I'm sure you met a lot of the great legends with Bradley's event. So, one of the things with Go for CEO is we really are learning, right, from small to medium-sized business owners, seeing that employee to entrepreneur mindset, right, and then switching it to business owner. So tell us a little bit about, when you have a rough month, you just kind of talked about some of the activities, but what are some things that maybe people could learn from as far as just safeguarding, some guardrails, things that really are things that maybe, you can't always protect against everything going down, right? And there's going to be some bad things, but give us a little bit of a semblance of how you're bouncing back and what's going on, when you have a bad month. Because I remember doing a video that said I had a bad June 2018. It's on my Go for CEO channel. And it was interesting about recalibrating and making sure now you're focused again. So what would be your perspective on it?
Yeah. So as soon as you ever doubt whatever you're doing, write down your goals again. Remember why you're doing everything. We're going to switch to my back camera, so I'm dying. That's it. Kind of exactly what you said. You're recalibrating, right? So that's the way to do it. And then it takes levels of action. You got to look at exactly what it is. You got to look at why you're having, but take ownership for any reason why it's happening. Don't blame anybody else. Take ownership on it, and then go take more action from it. And that's what I'm doing, man. That's part of the reason why I actually stopped doing a lot of these podcasts. I mean, you're you, so I want to connect with you anyway. So I think this is good. It'll go places, but yeah, no, a lot of times it's just and helping other people, man. Like that's really what it is. Helping other people when you're down. And it's perspective energy. You got to realize a bad month for you. There was a guy, no bad days ever. We really don't have bad days, man. They might be bad to us, but compared to some people who don't have any arms or anything like that, like, some people who just are dying of cancer, man, like perspective energy, man. Like, yeah, so what? Maybe my real estate's not cash flowing, and my taxes, I got to itemize this thing, and they want to audit this thing, right? Like those are good problems, dude. Bigger problems mean you're doing bigger stuff. I never had those problems. My biggest problem was when I worked at Stop and Shop back in the day, and they stuck me on Express. Like that was my problem. Like, look at that problem. I'd rather have this problem, So you kind of just got to go, and they're just going to get bigger and better, and the whole eventually will get sued and stuff. And like, I mean, hopefully not, but like that's what happens. And like, you got to know that you got to be ready for it. Obviously you surround yourself with great people. Like I know Bobby Castro, and I know Tim Story, and just not to drop names, but these guys have been through a lot. They've been sued. They've been at that stuff. They've had it. So learn from them. The reason why people are like, Jeff, why do you go to the events? To learn, to connect with people who've been there, so I won't make the mistakes. That's the biggest reason. That's why I'm starting the Changing Lives event. And we're going to do it in November in Miami. After that, I don't know when this is dropping, but it's gonna be so people don't make mistakes. That's why, and they can see that I'm for real.
I love it. Well, look, one of the things that we do to kind of wrap up our interviews here, if you've been a part of the Go for CEO community, everyone, that we drop the bomb at the end that says, hey, the Go for CEO, which is C is for client experience, E is for employee engagement, and O is for operational excellence. So Jeff, when you think about Changing Lives Marketing Inc. and what the differentiating, perspective is, the value proposition for client experience, walk us through 30 seconds to a minute and a half or so of what that means to do business with Changing Lives Marketing as far as client experience.
Well, I think because you were kind of in there, but I just pour everything I have, pour my soul into it. Everything I've learned that can help someone not make a mistake and kind of just have confidence. So there's three things that talks. Mindset is the first thing you need. Okay. Then the second thing is you need your brand, whether it's your business brand or personal brand, right? And once you get those three things, then now we're moving, we're jumping out here. Those three things, it's like there's the 6 pillars to it, right? And hang on, we're kind of going out here because my other thing died. But anyway, but those are the 2 things you want to do, and I want to pour into people as much as I can so they can actually be sought out to where it's the point where whatever it's their business or whatever, it's changed their lives when they get in front of a lot of different marketing. Oh, I took my mouse out too to get this mic in, so I can't even put my.
All right, so we had a little technical glitches, everybody, but hey, this is what entrepreneurship is about: pivoting, adjusting, and on the fly understanding what you could do. So Jeff, we're kind of gone through the client experience side of things. Can you just end that powerful statement that you were going through? What it means to do business with you and what the client experience is going to be.
Yeah, really, the way I put it is a money back guarantee, right? So like anybody who works with me, I'm not here to take their money. I'm here to make them more money. If that's not the case, that's not where we're in it. You do a lot through marketing, sales, closing, all that stuff. It's all part of it, right? And just really whether it's a digital product they have, right, or it's a physical product they already have, I want to help them get seen in front of more eyeballs and learn how to make more money. And so if not, that's kind of what it's about. Like I'm really, just you kind of got to make sure I got to put myself in their shoes. And I remember when I bought consulting calls and not been happy, people haven't walked me through anything or just kind of tossed me aside. I've spent thousands of dollars. And that's what I don't want it to be. I want it to be something where I'm going to grab a whole troop there. It's not going to just be me. There's going to be other certified coaches under me too that I know who can really have the whole brand. But even the group, when we're on it, man, they feel it, whether it's one person or there's 25 people, you're all going to feel like you're all selling stuff like it's one person. And I really genuinely care about people because I really do, man. Like the fact that I've gotten where I'm at and I'm not even anywhere where I'm going to be, I know I can help people do that. And like that's it. I'm not trying to be like anybody else but myself. And I think that's why I do so well in helping people.
No, yeah, man. Look, you're very authentic. You from the, you put your heart on your sleeve, they say, right? And you really, that's kind of the client experience. And I've experienced it myself, having done coaching with Jeff and the blueprint that he gives you afterwards, and just the care that he follows up and just is intense about making sure that, you've received total value. So obviously after the interview, check out in the description above or below all the information that we're going to put about Jeff the Entrepreneur and Changing Lives Marketing. So
are you going to have your bomb sheet, by the way, under there too? Do you have that yet?
I got to do it. I got to send it to you again because I don't know if you saw it, but I'll send it to you again.
So I don't know. I didn't get the link here.
So the last couple of things is employee engagement and operational excellence. So I know that obviously you use more like independent contractors, VAs, virtual assistants, stuff like that. But what does it mean to do business with you? If I'm going to be an independent contractor, you talk about obviously certified salespeople underneath you. What is it going to mean when you scale out your team to have employee engagement?
So no, I was just at the Bradley event. I'm going to tell a quick story about this. This is something very similar that I do. Anybody who works with me, whether it's a VA, right? Because I used to have VAs and not treat them right. Whether it's a business partner like Andy at Date or a coach or whatever, whoever it is, I make them do this. This is every employee, whether it's, I make them make a vision reality board, right? Really calls it a reality board. 2 things that you overcame in your life that you're powerful for. Like I have it on my desktop that I spoke on the Amazon Prime stage, My Dreams Keep Me Awake, and that still goes on. And then I became a starting quarterback on a semi-pro team when they told me I couldn't. Those are 2 things. Then I have 2 things I want this year: moving my IMA, buying a better car. Things I want 5 years and 10 years, right? And then I reimburse engineer how much all those cost, so I know how many sales I need to make, what I need to do with my business, what my business is worth, and do the whole math, right? So, but not only do that for myself, I do that for ICE. ICE is one of my assistants that I have her do it, right? So now I know, and I have it hung up on my office wall as I look here, so I know what she wants, what she's overcame, right? So it's good for your psyche. Your mind is negative. What she wants 2 to 3 years, right? What she wants this year.
for 3-year goals, for 5-year goals, right? And I do it for every single person before. They have to send a video testimony, to me, and they have to send me back before we impart it. Because I want to see, listen, I'm going to pay and they're going to make some money around me. I want to see what they want to go to, right? I want to see what their vision. I'm going to help them do it. There was a guy who told the story, and I won't go for it. So anybody down on your luck, let's say you have no money in your account, listen to the story quick. His name's Jeff, similar great name like mine. I used to hate my name. My goal is to be like Jeff Bezos. Everybody buys from me. If you didn't buy a product from me, I apologize. I just haven't created yet. I'm going to create enough, just like Amazon. That's what I want to do, man. You're an entrepreneur. You always want to. I just don't have enough products right now for people, right? We just came up with the $5 followup.com that helps some people, but the one thing is, you want to do whatchamacallit. Oh, he basically told the story of Priceline.com. He owns it, right? And Booking.com. You can look him up. Jeff, I forget his last name. I was talking to him. I had no clue. He basically told the story on his last dime, booked a plane ticket to go meet with a guy for a business partnership, all his last money, no food in the fridge, the whole deal. He gets to the airport. There's a big line of people, and he doesn't get on the plane. All right. They turn him away. They won't refund his money. Everybody's upset. He's distraught because of all this happens, right? Everybody's saying you're crazy. Now, he wrote on his Post-it note, I will visit 50 countries and be flown around the world, right? On his mirror, which I have some on my mirror too after coming this. He goes home that day, so upset and everything. He wound up parading the kiosks that you see that people put in to check in their bags. He created those, and he traveled around 50 countries, putting them in, them paying for him to fly out there once he created the system. So out of something, when there's something that happened, he went and solved this problem. So where anybody's listening to, let's say you're having a problem, something doesn't go your way, that's sometimes maybe to create a solution. He did it and went on to build a huge amount of not only wealth, but really just help a lot of people. And one of his employees told a story. He has the house that he wanted to buy his mom on the his wall, and he helped his employees work to it. And it's funny because this is the main guy. I was already doing it, man. I got it from one of my coaches, so it's good stuff, you know.
I love it. I love it, man. I love just basically kind of the integrity, the authenticity, the energy, the things that obviously that you bring to the table, but then you take action, right? I mean, ultimately we could all kind of sound good, feel good, but if you don't take action and you're not part of that driven by a mindset, go for CEO mentality, it really kind of falls on deaf ear, right? So the last one is operational excellence. I know nobody really likes to talk about operations. Nobody likes to talk about systems, right? Because that's the boring part. Let's sell, let's have fun. But operations could kill a business. The sale gets you the money, but the operations makes you go bankrupt, right? So if it's not the right way. So just 30 more seconds on operations and what it is to be, at Changing Lives Marketing and what you're doing with your whole brand on operations.
Yeah, so dude, operations are huge. There's a great book called Principles that Albert Puciato told me to read. It's a phenomenal read if you want it. There's also a book called Traction. But really what you want to do is it comes down to people, man, because people build systems, right? So you want people you can rely on. That's why, finding the right people is huge, right? So, and you want to be able to identify their strengths right away. So some people might be different than you. They can work in a different spot, right? So that's a lot of it, and a lot of it too is just really just clarifying the role. One thing anybody can do today as you're doing something, you can record it just like recording this now of it, tell it, put in loom.com and then send it to whoever it is for your onboarding videos, kind of do it. A lot of stuff that I do on my weekly calls, right? The weekly on Changing Lives course, the Entourage Mastermind that we do, that we're going to be hosting an event for, I record them all, the system of how to build the value ladder. Those are videos I can sell later on, or I can put inside my course, my system, which I'm going to record now in Vegas. But like when you look at this stuff, right? And then the other thing is using technology. So right now where we're at, if you don't have technology, it'll be very hard to scale. Now, you don't need a funnel or anything like that. You can just go out and do a one-time sale. But once you get there and you build a system up and you start making a few sales, now that's what I was doing for 3 years. I was doing coaching, right? Now it's more consulting, right? Now it's more group. It's not one-on-one, right? So because of that, now I built a whole system out of it, right? So what it is now I bring people on, right? Identify who I like, bring them on. They like, know, and trust me enough that, hey, this is okay. Then they come on, then they go into the system. Now I have a whole team working with them, right? And I use certain technology to keep them in a database, right? Whether HubSpot's one of them, right? That's a great one to use. Pipeline, you got to have a CRM in business. And I was just seeing one with my buddy. I was telling you about it before, something really big. TextMagic's the one I use right now. Not Community, because These are all part of systems. And then what I do is I train the people to use them. I actually have people on my thing that I'll send them a new tool. Hey, figure this out, implement it. This is what I wanted to do. And then when that happens, we document it and then we duplicate it for somebody else. So, it takes finding the right people and being around. What helped me though is mentors and coaches 100% to follow them, watch what they did. And then now I'm duplicating all that and building up just a really good brand right now. So, and a really good business actually.
That's phenomenal, man. So, hey, look, I just want to say thank you. I know this was impromptu. You've got a lot of things going on. So making 45 minutes to an hour for us at the Go for CEO community. I know that we're going to do some things, collaborate. And I know that the journey has just begun with the things that I'm going to do with you. So excited to have you on. Any last words for anybody that may just be like, man, I don't know if I could do it this way. I don't know if I could do it that way, but I just watched Jeff the Entrepreneur changing lives marketing and the systems that he's put together. Any last words from your side?
Yeah, DM me at Jeff the Entrepreneur, man, and I'll talk you through it. But no, seriously, always leave a call to action. No, here's the deal. It's what you feed your mind, man. That's it. The only reason why I'm here where I'm at, I don't listen to music, man. I read books all the time. I'm doing 75 hard, 10 pages a day, the whole deal, whatever you want to do. I've upped it with asking for sales and stuff too, but you want to feed your mind. Our mind gets very negative and thinks that you got to be around better people, join a mastermind, join a group, right? To better people, right? Be around people who bring energy to you, who are positive, right? No matter what you have to do, be around them. And then plug it in your ears on YouTube. You can just do it then too. I watch a lot of Les Brown videos and stuff like that too. That all helps, So that's the biggest thing, man. It's what you feed your mind, you become, and then it's nothing different. Who you're around, you become. So that's part of the reason why I'm hanging around these Brad Lee events and doing stuff like that, So I'm gonna be at my own yacht event in there. I got to sell some tickets for that. Tyler's mad at me. They asked me to speak on Clubhouse and marketing. So that's the next one. And then we're doing an EO event too. And I don't even like speaking personally, dude. I really don't. I want to learn how to sell from stage. So that's what we're going to be trying to do here. We'll be doing it, but I want to just get better at communicating because a lot of people want to speak from stages. And like my thing is to get my brother to speak from stage, right? Like I want to get my brother. That's why I'm holding an event too, so my brother can get out there and do his stuff, So that's part of it. Not really. He can do it himself too, but I built up a ton of relationship capital. I think we'll have Dana White come to the event too, man. I'm not joking, man. Like these are people that I know that I built up a good rapport with, and I know I can do it. And if my boy JT Fox can do it, I can do it. So
That's right. That's right. Awesome, brother. Well, hey, thank you so much for joining us. I don't want to take any more of your time. I know that you're a busy guy, and I think the Go for CEO community really is going to enjoy this video and really just remember to smash the like button, leave a comment for Jeff the Entrepreneur, and gonna leave his information in the description.
Share this video. Share it too.
What's up?
Make it go. Share it. Share videos. Make it go viral.
Oh, there you go. There you go. Yeah, I forget that one, but always learning, always learning. So, hey, thanks so much, Jeff. I really appreciate your time, and we'll talk to you soon. All right.
All right. Thank you. Thank you.